soon. Even though there's only a few of us on this webinar so far, I'm going to go ahead and start because I really like to keep things on schedule. As far as what we're going to do, there's not very many of you, but I do have everybody as they come on the call. They're automatically muted, but you can unmute yourself if you want to ask a question. I'm also asking that if you have a question, please write it in the chat, and I'm going to keep an eye on that as we get to each section of tonight's webinar. Then I'll stop between each portion and answer any questions. We also have a Q&A discussion the last third of the meeting. So there will be time to answer questions, and I'm also hoping we'll have a discussion about what the topics you guys would like to have covered in these monthly webinars for the VP PRs. So my name is Diana Vansickle. I've met some of you in person, but not all of you. And I am the new Public Relations Manager for District 22. One of my goals, which those of you that were able to attend the Kansas City TLI saw what my goals were. One of those was to improve communication between the district and the officers of the individual clubs and the club members. The other aspect was to help the VP PRs learn how to use the various tools that both Toastmasters International and District 22 have available for them to use to promote their club and get members for their club and enable communication with their members to help them be active and participate actively in your club. So tonight is the first monthly webinar of the coming year. All the monthly webinars are scheduled for the whole year. They're out on the District 22 calendar, and I will be sending a link to where everything is going to be after this meeting as a follow-up. But the next one will be September 19th. Basically, I've alternated between Tuesday evenings and Thursday evenings because I can't pick one time that's going to work for everybody. So I'm going to alternate for the live webinars between Tuesday and Thursday at 8 to 8:45, hoping to pick a lot of people up. I will also be recording all of these sessions and offering those posting those so people can listen to those at their own time at a time convenient for them. So this information that I share regarding the topics for tonight, you will have access to this later. So. Let's see. Oops. There we go. So tonight, basically the opening is just me telling you about these. As I said, this is the first of, I think, 11 monthly webinars specifically for VPPRs. Each monthly webinar is going to have about a third. Each one is 45 minutes long. 1/3 or 15 minutes of the time approximately is going to be learning how to use one of the tools that Toastmasters International and or District 22 offers. Tonight, that topic is Meetup, which is something that the District 22 has a license to and we can provide for all the clubs. I'm also going to do a brief overview of the Toastmasters brand. Toastmasters International is getting much more serious about their brand use and being consistent, so it's recognizable and it meets the goals of the Toastmasters International organization, as well as the individual clubs that rely on that symbology and meaning to help them look valid and be recognized as Toastmasters International clubs. We will also then have a questions, answer, and discussion period, the last third of the meeting. And then we can go through next steps and close. Basically, it'll be announcement of the next meeting. And also I want to hear, hopefully in the discussion or in the chat box, sharing your topics and questions that you'd like to cover in a future meeting. So the first topic of tonight, I don't know if you guys all know this, but District 22 has a license for the Meetup application. Meetup is a group. It's an online social and connection tool that is actually there to facilitate people to have live face-to-face events. So Meetup is where people sign up. It's a social online tool that allows people to join Meetup and become users on Meetup, and then they can sign up for topics of interest. Mute my topics of interest that they're interested in. For example, my husband has been using a Meetup for a few years. His personal use, he likes to take walks in various state and local parks. And so he signed up for some walking groups. And so I've gone with him on some of those, and they just meet up at a park and they do a walk together as a group. So it's a good opportunity to meet people, to use the Meetup application for topics of interest to yourself. I've also set up, since I started the PR manager role with District 22, I set up a Meetup for the Don't Stop Talking Club, which is my home club. We've actually gotten 2 visitors from that, and 1 joined just in the few weeks that we've had that up. So it's a useful tool for people to find your group and be aware of when you meet and come meet you and come visit a meeting, which at least as far as I've seen, that's one of the best ways. It's referrals and people coming to your meeting and seeing what Toastmaster really is in a live meeting that gets them interested in joining. So District 22 has a Meetup. And so what I have today, I'm going to show you what the Meetup page looks like. District 22 has a Meetup page and a Meetup group. And basically, with the Meetup group, there are multiple clubs that have meetups, and there's a central calendar. There's events for this group. So if you go into events, it's a chronological list of all the clubs in the district that have created a Meetup page for their group. And so it's chronological in the order of when the meetings are. And then somebody can join our group and then look through the various times and get the information to visit that club or find out more about that group. Members, it's completely public. So some of the members in here are Toastmaster club members and some are not, because it's open to the public. So if somebody is interested in public speaking and leadership training and business and networking, all of those tags are applied to our Toastmasters Meetup groups. And so people can come out here, if they're interested in learning about public speaking or being able to improve those, then they can join this group and then find out when the Toastmaster clubs meet in their area close to where they live. Hopefully everybody had heard of Meetup. So what I have created, just to move on along, is I have a Word document, and I'm going to give you, basically it's really simple to create an event. So if I create a new event, it goes into a form that I just plug the information in and put the information in about your meeting or event. But it works best if the club that wants the Meetup has all that information together at one time, so that I can quickly make that page for you, have you review and proof it, and then we publicize it or we promote it out there. We just make it public. So I have a Word document that I've created, and this is going to be posted as a resource following this meeting. It's basically all the fields and information on that I need to have available to create a Meetup page. It also includes, on the second page, it includes a sample page of a club and what the listings, the different types of listings look like. So, because you can have an image or you cannot have an image, and the pieces of information that are listed in this document, I find it good to know how the information is going to be related and where it's going to be displayed on the page, which is why the screen capture is on the second page, so you can refer to that. And so, but when we fill out the form, you're going to need to provide your title for your club, basically your Toastmaster club name, or what some clubs have done is they put public speaking practice or networking. They make a descriptive name. You have a maximum of 80 characters that you can use for that. So basically, you'll just replace this information on the form and put your information on it. It is in Word, so you can use it to spell check and grammar check anything that you write up. But basically, use this document, download it, name it to the name of your club and the date, and then send it back to me when you've got it completed. So you're basically going to capture information that you, as your club, being active in your club and being an officer in your club, you should pretty much have available. So it's simple things like the name of your Toastmaster club, the date of your club's next meeting, or your typical date. So it'd be your next meeting, and then the time for that meeting. So if your meetings are always 1 hour, then you put that in as the duration or the time for it. You also need to describe what the meeting or the repeat schedule. Does your club meet, say, the first and or the third and first Wednesday of each month, or the third Saturday of each month, or what that repeat schedule is like? There's some limitations, but we can set those up. I can set those up so you have a meetup and it has those set up in it. I also encourage you, if at all possible, to include a photo from one of your club meetings, or several. You could send several photos. We can put them together, and the photos display, when you open up the page, they display pretty prominently. They also display in the shorter index list, or the list of upcoming events for Toastmasters. So those images can be a nice addition and get attention, and they get more attention than the ones that don't have an image. I do have a basic white background with the Toastmaster logo that I can use if you don't provide one, but I do think it's better if you provide an image that's specific to yours, or send me several images so that I can put them together and create something for you. Because this is basically what they see. And then there's the description, and you got basically 4,000 characters. I don't know that you'd want to use that many, because that's a lot of information. But remember, you're writing this description for people that do not necessarily know anything about Toastmasters. So how do you want to describe your group? What's the culture of your group? Make it conversational, make it to the point, make it clear, concise, structured. We can use bullets, but basically write out a description of what you want to use to promote your club. The location, Meetup will actually create a map for getting to your physical meeting location based on the street address, including the zip code. So you'll get a personalized map for your physical meeting. Then, and this can be really useful. So say you're in a meeting, you're a corporate club, but you're open, you're in a corporate location, but you are open and you want visitors. If they have to check in at the security desk and say something particular, or tell them they're coming to this meeting, add that information into here, because that also is included with the location. So if you say we meet at the such and such library and we're in the conference room number 283, which is across from the second floor circulation desk. or something like that. So it makes it easy for those visitors to find you to come to your meeting. The other thing is your meeting needs to have a Meetup host that is specific for your club. Somebody who's active in your club, relatively active, and will be there. It is also registered on Meetup as part of the Toastmasters District 22. Toastmasters District 22 will be a host of your club, but it's good that a member of your club is also a designated host. So that is the person that people, if they have a question and they send an email, that person will receive questions about inquiries about their club and can respond to that person about when your next meeting is, and if you have any special themes or anything. They just be a person that can respond to the specific questions of visitors, people that want to visit your club. And this also, don't get scared, because you're signing up for a free Meetup account, and you can join other meetups, but you want to become a part of this. So it's no problem to change those hosts later. So it's not a long-term commitment for your club. This is something that you can transition to other leaders in your club. So basically, when you get done, you're going to have, it will show you, so when somebody clicks events, yours will be one of those things, and it's chronological by the date. So if somebody's wanting to find a networking activity that meets on, say, Fridays or on Saturdays, this is a one-stop look for all the meetings that our district has on those by the days of the week. And so I'm hoping we can get, one of my goals this year is to get all of our open clubs onto Meetup, because we are seeing that it's a great avenue for getting people that want to get involved in something and meet people that are like-minded or interested in some of the things that they want to learn. Are there any questions about Meetup at this point? I don't see anything in the chat. You can unmute yourself if you have a question to ask. Okay. The Word document that's a form for getting ready for a meetup, that will be posted on District 22's website, and I'll send you everybody on this that I sent the invite to. We'll get a link to the page where it's posted on the website with the recording. So you'll receive those pieces after. The next topic for tonight is talking about the brand, the Toastmasters International brand. Toastmasters International has not been as stiff or have had as good as standards. They're trying to enforce the brand identity and the use of the logo. And there are lots of manuals, there are brand manuals and how the brand can be used. There's lots of information on the Toastmasters International website, which I will show you later. But brands are important, and it's more than just a logo. It also addresses, the brand standards also address language use and for consistency of messaging. But the benefits of a brand is we want each of our clubs to be recognized as an official Toastmasters International club. So it's going to communicate a consistent look and message. And in turn, they're hoping will increase the understanding and global awareness of Toastmasters International around the world. It could also motivate prospective members to join, helping our district and club objectives meet objectives for getting new members and enabling current members or encouraging them to stay active. And also having professional and well-used and clean logo and brand standards can increase your pride of being a member in Toastmasters. It is something real. It is something professional. So that's up to all of us to maintain and manage that for our clubs and for the district. The brand platform, there is a whole brand and corporate identity package out there, but they have an official tagline, which is where leaders are made. And they have an envisioned future out there to be the first choice provider of dynamic, high value, experiential communication and leadership skills development. There are the core values, which if you've been a member of Toastmasters for a while, they're integrity, respect, service, and excellence. So each one of our clubs, not only is it accurate to using the brand correctly and the identity correctly and the colors and the materials correctly, but it's also exhibiting these core values of Toastmasters International in each and every meeting that we hold. Because we all need to, in our meetings, come up and support the brand promise that is empowering individuals through personal and professional development. Oops. So I thought I'd go through, there have like 3 different documents that talk about the brand. And it is more than just the logo and plopping the logo on a particular thing that makes it branded. There are other rules and things that need to occur and be met for it to be standards. So there is a color palette that goes along with the brand, the Toastmasters brand. And these are the only colors that should be used if you have a branded material. There would be a photo and then these solid colors, and these colors are gradations. Any of the branded, the templates and the flyers that you can put your club name on the Toastmasters International website, all the current ones work within this same color palette. There's also a PowerPoint template that also uses these colors. And so there are lots of tools out there on the Toastmasters website. So you don't have to start from scratch, but there are lots of tools you can do to build a particular flyer or open house sign, say for your open house for your club. There are actually 2 different, I would say, logos, and there's the logo, which is the globe as you see it, and then there's the word mark. And when I was in school studying design, this is what we call a logo type, but it's the name, the way the name is written out. And both of these are branding marks that need to be consistently used. The logos and the artwork in various forms are also available for download from the Toastmasters International website, which I will show you in a little bit, and then will also be links on the down on the page for this following this webinar. So they have different versions of each logo. So they have a full color version, and then they have black and white, looks like, and they have a grayscale, and then they have a reverse one. They also have, on the key colors, they have the color versions of the logo. So these are also available for download. One of the important things about logos is that it has the appropriate amount of space around it, or clear space around it. And so that's actually defined by what's called an X height. That's why these are marked on this. So basically the width of this bar on the Toastmaster logo, that defines the space around it. So depending on how large the Toastmasters logo is on your particular document, you need to have empty space around it so that the logo is visible. They also have a minimum size that you can use the logo in, and so you want to make sure that you are adhering to that. In the colors, the full color, you can put on the word mark. You can also put that background, the different backgrounds. Remember on the color palette that they have, all of those colors are in the palette. So you can get the hexadecimal or the CMYK or the color versions for that to create your documents. There is also black and white, the grayscale, and another reverse knockout of the word mark. And the word mark also has that X space to keep the clear space around it so that it looks clean and professional. In addition, they have lockups with the different things. So basically, it's the logo with specific pieces of information. So there are 3 logo lockups, one with their web address. You cannot put your your club web address. It's only locked up with this. You can do the logo with the tagline, and there's a logo lockup with the tagline and the Toastmasters.org website. And they have these versions with lockups, also with the word mark. And they do have a sample list of things you don't do, like don't skew, don't rotate, don't do things to the logo, don't put them on backgrounds that are different than the standard color palettes that are approved, and do those. So be careful and consistent and professional with how you use the logo. And if you ever have any question about how the logo should be used, you can send a copy to myself and I can help you with that, or send a request to me or my communications team and we will help you with that. Also, if you get anything printed or produced manually, you are supposed to submit a request of the design with the design to Toastmasters International. So all of these resources regarding the brand, they're basically on the website. And when you log into the site, and each of you is an officer in your club, so you can go to Leadership Central, and you go to your Club Central. Oh, it's not Club Central, sorry. Leadership Central, Club Officer, Logos, Images, and Templates. Sorry, excuse me. And right on this page, you're going to see some videos. So there's a Leveraging the Brand. It's a video on how you can use the logo and the images and the templates. There are copies of the brand manuals. They're PDF files that go into all sorts of detail about how you use the logo and how you use the brand and how you use the templates. And legal language around the trademark usage. They also have some items you can order, such as business cards, and you can order for your club officers, or you could order them for yourself if you want. One nice thing that I like are the marketing resources. The marketing resources are where you can go and get templates and printed brochures that you can put your club name on. So if you click into marketing resources, you're going to see a lot of brochures, color brochures, and or flyers you can download and then add your club name to be able to use those to promote your club. To get the artwork for the logo and the design elements, you just click in here. And there's going to be, so all those things where it's with the tagline or logos in the various versions, the lockups, the logos, and the word mark, all those different files are out here in PNG is primarily for electronic, JPEG is for electronic 2, and EPS for print. And so there's lots of different files out here that you can use. So you don't have to create or save them. They're here when you need them. The other thing that I wanted to point out, and I will provide a link because I do think it's actually, you have to go through a search window to see it, but they have a new PowerPoint template that I think looks great. But you can download the PowerPoint template. They have a suggested presentation for an open house PowerPoint, but you can get 16:9 and 4:3 PowerPoint templates that you can then customize and use for a Toastmaster speech or for your club. Or if you're talking to somebody else and you wanted to have some slides about possibly joining, or to a business group to talk to them about Toastmasters. So I would recommend you come out and download the template to the size that you prefer to use. I like 16:9 because the widescreen displays are formatted for that, so it doesn't do any stretching or skewing or put the black bars around. So, but that's available for you to download and use. Do you may have any questions about the brand? That's just a really quick overview, and there's a lot of information out there. And in the links following this meeting on our District 22 website, I will give you guys some hints as to where to go, because you can start going into these resources and ordering materials, and it can be a bit mind-boggling to go through everything because there's a lot of material out there. Any questions? Feel free to unmute yourself if you have a question you want to ask. And well, then now is the time where we're going to have questions and answers and discussion. So I didn't have any questions as I presented the brand and the meetup. Does anybody have any questions they want to ask? Just unmute yourself and let me know. People are leaving. As I told everybody, this recording is going to be posted on our website as soon as I can get that done. I'm hoping to have everything up, all the resources posted by the end of the week, including the recording. I would also, I'm going to be sending an email I will send an email to everybody that I invited to this meeting with that when that's been posted, so you guys are aware of that. All of our future meetings are scheduled, and it is on the District 22 calendar. So I'd recommend, if you don't go out there very often, you can go visit the District 22 website and the District 22 calendar. I would keep this part bookmarked, and I would look at it regularly to see what's going on in the district that maybe your club could take advantage of. So the VPPR education meetings, the next one is going to be September 19th at 8 p.m. I do not have an absolute topic for that. One thing I'm considering that a couple of clubs have asked about is the Facebook setup for a club to promote a club. So I may do that on the settings for the topic for technical discussion, but you guys can let me know if that's something that you're interested in. Well, as there are no questions, I'm going to end this webinar a little bit early, give you 10 more minutes back to your evening. I appreciate you taking the time or spending the time with me this evening, and hope that this was worthwhile. Thank you. I look forward to meeting each of you in person soon. Bye.